Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I've finally filmed all my looks and I am bringing you the 4 looks, 1 palette with the Persona Identity 2 palette. I have done this already for the regular original Identity palette. I will put a card up above. I know a lot of y'all found that to be very helpful and I'm so glad. And so I wanted to do one with this palette. I've gotten a lot of requests from it, and I know looking at this, it can be a little intimidating thinking, how am I going to wear these colors? Now, I will say a lot of the, maybe 2 or 3 out of the 4 are classified more as smoky because I did want to show you how you can use some of these colors. But I don't want you to think that's the only way you can use this palette, and I don't want you to be like, oh, I don't wear smoky eyes like that, so I can't use this palette. Absolutely not true. You can use any of these colors in any way you want. If you only want to wear the colors like on your lower lash line, which I'll show you how to do in one of the looks, or on your outer V, or, you know, just little tiny bits versus going all out like I may do, like the green on my eyes today. Totally understandable. Now, this is the only palette that I use for all 4 looks, so you can say it's an all-inclusive palette. However, I think this is a great additional palette to have, especially if you have the first one. It's like you can open both of those and mix and match in between all those colors, and you can come up with endless possibilities for eye looks. So while, again, you can get full looks just out of this, I think if you like any of these colors and you don't have them in other palettes, it is worth it to get as a companion palette for any of the other colors and palettes that you have in your collection. I will have this listed down below and linked, and let's go ahead and get into the first look using the Persona Identity 2 palette. Okay, I'm pretty sure I'm going to put this as day 1, so welcome. I'm going to start out the gate with my favorite look from this palette. I say that. I still haven't created 2 of my 4 looks, so it may not stay my favorite, but this is the one that I'm currently wearing like all the time. I can't get away from. So let's go ahead and start out with Loyal. This is going to be probably in all of my looks because it is the one matte, really nice, like crease transition color on my BK 201 brush. And just put that in the crease. By the end of it, you're going to be able to see a little bit of this, but it's definitely not going to be like the star of the show, I don't think. I have something blue on my nose. Because it's not going to be the star of the show, I'm not really worried about it being... I mean, I really don't worry about any crease and transition colors being perfect. I want them to match up on either side. But other than that, like, I'm not too worried about it. Now, I do want to deepen up that color a little bit, so I'm going to go into the same color Loyal with the 202 brush, which is just a little bit skinnier on top. Like, it's a little bit more pinched at the bottom, so it tapers to more of a point. And I just want to deepen this up right here on the outer corner. I do this in at least one more look, probably more than that. But I did this for my eye look for the BK Beauty video, and this is that same eye look, and I had so many people request to see it. So here you go. And that's why this brush just fits into the socket of your eye so nicely. And really, I'm just kind of wiggling it around just in the outer half of my eye, just to deepen up, if you can see how it deepened up that color some. I'm going to go into the color Passionate, which I feel like just makes this look. This is a really pretty terracotta, warm rust color. I'm using it on the Contoured Shader 205 brush, and I'm just going to place it right on this outer corner. I do go back in with this color quite a few times because I want it to be pretty dark. It's not that it's not pigmented, but it's not a super dark color on its own, and I just really want it to stand out. So doing that on the outer corners. Then I'm going to go in with the 203 shader in Honest. This is the one shadow that I wish they would make. I wish they would make all of them in singles, but I would buy probably 10 of these. It is one of my 2 favorite colors in this palette. The next look will have my other favorite, but oh my goodness, I love this color. And it looks so basic, but there's something about the undertone of it, because it is just like a satin, a little bit of a shimmer. It's definitely not super metallic, but it's the undertone of it. It's the perfect mix of champagne, ivory, a little touch of peach. Like, there's just something I really love about this. Now, I'm just placing on the inner corner, like inner half. I know this doesn't look blended. We'll go back to that. Right now, I just want to get this color on the lid. And then I'm going to go back in with the contour shader brush. I'm not going to put any more of that color on, but I'm just going to kind of blend out those harsh lines a little bit. I'm going to go back into Loyal and then just blend out the crease a little bit, and then I'm going to take the shader brush into Kind, which is that matte bone color, and I'm going to put that on the brow bone to help further blend out that crease. All I did for the lower lash line was take a mixture of Loyal and Passionate on my Wayne Goss number 20 brush and really smoke that out. Y'all know I like a really good smoked out under eye, so I bring it far down. Now, because when I looked like in my big mirror, I thought that the brow bone was a little darker than I wanted, I'm actually going to go into the first Persona palette into the color Sassy, because it's brighter, it's bright, than the color Kind that I had originally used. Kind did the job of, like blending it out, but I just want to bring a little bit more brightness to this area. And then I'm also going to put this on my inner corner. Oh, look, I already changed. I'm about to film a video after this. And I put my shirt on and I'm like, oh, I didn't do my little outro for the Persona video. So here you go. Same eye look, same makeup, just different shirt. So this is the eye look that is my favorite and that I currently just can't stop having on rotation, using Honest, Passionate, I'm never in focus on this part, Kind, and Loyal. I would say if you want to do a kind of liner, this Brave color right here would be really pretty with this look. I don't typically wear liners, so I skipped that part, but that is this look. Let's head into the next one. So let's go ahead and get started with today's look. It's going to be, I think, a little bit purpley. I don't know. Most of these are going to be just from flying from the seat of my pants. Like, I don't know what we're doing. But I am really liking this color down here called Empowered. It's like my kind of color, but in a little bit of a satin form. Like, I know there's a color in the Too Faced Peachy Mattes, I believe, that's very similar to this. I always gravitate towards these purpley berry colors. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to start out with Loyal, and I'm going to put that in my crease. It has been a long time since I primed my eyelids because I got my hair done today. So I have no idea what those look like, but I just want to put something down as a transition, and I'm pulling it down on the lid. This is the BK Beauty Wet 201. I'm going to take the color Empowered, and I'm going to put it on my Sedona Lace 941 brush because I want to cover about 2/3 of my lid. So I'm going to start packing it on the outer corner just up to my crease, and then stop it right about where I stopped it, and then just build that color up. And this is exactly the color that I love. There's not as much kick up in the satin and shimmer shades as there is in the mattes. I don't mind kick up, I've said it before, especially if there's not a ton of fallout, which I don't have my foundation on yet, but I don't really have any fallout yet, and that was a pretty dark color. Now, for some reason, I really want to work with the color Passionate, which is this color right here. I know it's like a very warm color compared to the very cool undertone, the pinky purple, but I like mixing warm and cool. So I'm just going to take this. This is the BK Beauty 202. Just on this outer part right here. I don't know why I love those colors together, but I do. I'm not taking it all the way in. I'm kind of stopping where the purple pink color stopped. And then I'm going to go in with the BK Beauty 203, the small shader brush, and I'm going into Honest, which I have no idea like what day this look is going to be. I'm sure I've talked about this, but if for some reason I haven't, this is my favorite color in the entire palette. It is so nice. I'm just putting that in that inner portion that I didn't put the pinky purple and meeting it up just to give a little bit of brightness, because when you are working with the colors like this pink, you know, it could look like a bruise real fast. So I like to leave a lot of the inner corner for a brighter shade so that I don't risk that happening. And then just go back and make sure it's as even as possible. Once I get mascara on and stuff like that, it'll be easier to see. And then I'm just going to take a clean blender brush and just blend out those edges. I want it to come like on top of the brow bone because I want that kind of reddish color to poke through. I just want to make sure it's even, which y'all know I have issues with because this brow bone's different than this brow bone. And then I'm going to take Kind, which is, well, sorry, didn't mean to flick you off there, the matte like ivory color on the other side of the BK Beauty, and I'm just going to put it up on my brow bone to kind of further blend that color out. So I think I want like a pretty blown out under eye. So I'm going to mix Empowered and Passionate together on my Beautycounter crease brush. And I'm just going to really smoke that out under the eye because I am not kidding. I love these colors. Oh my goodness, I love these colors so much. Especially for a blue eye. So if you notice, I am going pretty much all the way in because I love these colors so much. Now I'm going to go back into the 203 and pick up some more of that Honest color and just put a little bit more on my actual inner corner just to give a little bit of brightness. Okay. So that is the finished look using Honest, Passionate, Empowered, Kind, I'm out of focus, and Loyal. Hopefully you got all those. I honestly really like this look. Like, this is my kind of eye look. The Empowered is so gorgeous. Honest is, like I said, my favorite color in the palette, although Empowered is a close second so far. But that is this look. So let's go ahead and get into the next one. We are back for day 3. And I'm excited about today because we're going to be using the bronzy goldy colors in the palette. So without further ado, let's go into Loyal because, like I said, it makes an appearance all the time. It's the perfect little transition. Get you ready for more shadow color. I really do hope that eventually Persona will sell singles because with all palettes, I mean, we all go through some colors faster than others because we have our favorites. And we have ones that we use every day, like this one. Let's keep hoping that happens. Now let's go in with a shader brush and the color Resilient. It's a very pretty dark bronze color right down here. And I'm going to put this on the outer part of my lid. Just about, say halfway. Now this kind of color is gorgeous all over the lid. Oh, it's so pretty. for like a deep smoky eye, a night out look that you don't really want to have to mess with that much. And it has a little bit of a shift to it. So it's got some gold pieces in there that gives it a really pretty dimension. So I'm just going to wipe this brush off on a towel. And I'm going to go into this color called Unique. And Unique it is. Because it is the more gold color in the palette, but it is a very yellow gold. I don't think I have another gold this yellow in my collection. So I'm going to pick it up on the same shader brush. And I'm going to kind of meld it in with that bronze color, but I'm only going to put it like in the middle of the lid. Kind of like that you would if you were doing a halo eye. So I want to meld it together. Again, just focus it on the middle. And then I'm going to take Honest, which again shows up in every one. I'm going to hit pan on this so soon. And put that in the inner, I almost said inner third of the eye to brighten it up. Now I'm going to take a brush with no color on it, and I'm just going to lightly tap in between these colors to blend them all together. I didn't hit record. Let me tell you what I've done. I took the color Independent, this really gorgeous blue color, and I took the BK Beauty 204 smudger and I smudged it under my lash line. You know, I was talking to nobody apparently because I wasn't recording, but I was saying that a lot of times when I have a color that I want to incorporate, that I may not be comfortable like putting all over the lid, at least not that day. Say, you know, I'm not going anywhere, at least not like during the day. I like to use it under the lash line because I don't feel like you compromise the actual pretty color that you're using. So you're still able to say, oh, hey, you know, I've got a denim blue color on my lid, on my eyes, but you're not putting it all over your lids. And I really like, I'm just going to blend this out. I really like that blue with the bronzes, with the bronzy colors, and even that yellow. I am going to go into Sassy because, again, I want something brighter. Because this is a little bit darker, I do want to make sure I really brighten that inner corner. And I'll bring it down on the lower lash line just a little bit. Okay, so this is pretty smoky. I'm not gonna lie. You definitely don't have to use all the colors that I used, but I do like the blue on the lower lash line. It's a little bit understated, but still different. And I hope it's coming across on camera as the beautiful blue that it is. So this is using Loyal, Independent, Resilient, Unique, and Honest. So I think I only have one more look, so let's go ahead into that right now. Okay, we're back for our fourth and final day. This one is going to be more of a smoky eye, and I know I feel like I've done like a lot of smoky eyes, but these are just ideas. You can take one color out, you can go less on one color, you can switch them out. I mean, they're just ideas. It's just how I would use this palette. So we are going to go into the green color today. I love this green color. Oh my goodness, it's called Driven. Oh, so pretty. So the first thing we're going to do is go into Loyal, like we have, I believe, every other time. And just put this down as a transition. Like I said, this one and Honest, I'm going to hit pan on first. And I typically do my like foundation and concealer before my eyes. But because this is a little bit of a darker color, just in case I get fallout, I want to make sure and do my eyes first, so I can clean it up if I need to. I don't really know what my brows are doing today. I've had a difficult day with them. This is Passionate, and I'm going to go in with this color. I love this kind of terracotta color with green. It goes really well, but it's not Christmassy. This is actually the BK Beauty 202 brush. So this is the one that's a little more pointed. So I get a little bit more of a concentration of the color. And I'm just going to kind of put a little bit on my crease and then build it, or on my outer V, and then build it up into the crease. Because I do want this color to be seen. And then I'm going to take a large shader brush, this is the Sedona Lace 941, and go into that gorgeous driven color. And really just pack that on to my lid, leaving a little bit of that outer V showing. This is a gorgeous green. And I always talk about bases for eyeshadow, and I'm a big proponent of them. I didn't want to use any in this video because I didn't want y'all to feel like you had to go out and buy the bases that I use in order to get the same look. But any eyeshadow color is going to pop even more so if you put a base under it. So for example, the Armani Onyx Eye Tint, gorgeous, would be absolutely gorgeous under this because it has that same kind of green undertone. I'm going to go into Honest on a smaller shader brush and just put it just a little bit in that inner corner. I know it looks a little messy now, but I promise you once we get the whole face on, it's going to look much better. But right now I'm going to finish up the rest of my face and then we'll do the bottom lash line. All right, for the lower lash line, I'm just going to take a little bit of Driven, the green color, and just put a little bit out here. I just don't think I want to go like all the way in with green. I don't even know that, I just don't think I want the main focus on the lower lash line to be green. But I want it to all blend together. So I'm putting just a little bit. And then I'm going to take my Wayne Gossamer 20 into Passionate, which is what we have in the crease. And just kind of blend that out. So the green may come over like a little bit, but the Passionate is what's going under, like below and all the way in. And I always go lower on this eye than I do on this eye, so I always have to match them up. I mean, that's just gonna have to be it. I'm gonna go back into Honest and go back in the inner corner and touch that up just a little bit. And then I'm gonna mix Honest and Kind for the brow bone. Because I did go a little bit high, especially in my inner brow area with that Passionate color. So this is gonna kind of take that down a little bit. Okay, so that is the finished look. Now I want you to see like the finished look all together like this, but I also want to show you how if this is like too much, you can tone it down just a little bit. You can either take the color Honest that's in this palette that I talk about all the time and put it just a little bit, kind of take it from where you put it in the inner corner and gradually put it on top of the green. So see how it brightens it up just a little bit? You can still see that green. Sometimes people just aren't comfortable wearing super dark eyes, and I totally get that, especially if it's like during the day. I mean, I'll go to Kroger in this, but most people won't, and I totally understand. So this is just a way to just kind of knock it down just a little bit. Make it a little bit lighter. I mean, it's still a pretty smoky eye, but I just wanted to show you how you can do that with any color if you feel like you've gone a little too heavy. So that concludes my 4 looks, 1 palette with the Persona Identity 2 palette. I hope that you've enjoyed this and it's given you some ideas on how to use the palette. Let me know if you plan on getting this or if you already have and what your favorite look is from the palette down below in the comment section. Thank y'all so much for watching. Be sure and like and subscribe before you leave so you don't miss out on any future videos. And I hope y'all all go out and have a very blessed day.